John Morgan and Mike Bohn here in Brooklyn, New York, where we just wrapped up with UFC on ESPN +1 open workouts, and we had 4 fighters here showing off their wares, looking good for the crowd, but I think we were all here to watch one person, right? And that was TJ Dillashaw, of course, the bantamweight champion, going down to flyweight to try to take Henry Cejudo's crown as well, become a champ in the UFC. I think everybody want to know, how does he look? So Mike Bohn, how does he look?
I thought he looked unbelievable. I mean, we've seen the photos throughout this training camp. He is just being so shredded. He looks great. I mean, for me, it's not a concern anymore about his weight cut. I did that big profile about his weight cut, talked to his coaches leading in. It just seems like this whole thing has been a matter of him staying disciplined. Like, he can't cut any corners. He has to do everything 100% perfect to make this weight, and one slip up, that could cost him. But right now, it seems like he is so dedicated, so committed, and why wouldn't he be? He has everything to gain here.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's interesting. You know, he did the longest workout of anybody here. You know, I don't know if that's just because he wanted to lose a few pounds, or if he was just kind of trying to show us all, like, I'm feeling good, guys. Don't worry about it. All right, so I'm with you. All right, I'm not worried anymore that he's not going to make the weight. He seems okay. He did slip one time and fall for a second. That was a bit of a scary moment, but I think, you know, he got up and kind of looked at the ground. It wasn't like he was weak.
Dwayne Ludwig's face was horror, though. He was horrified.
So he looked okay. So listen, I feel good about him making the weight, but now the question remains: at 125 pounds, is he still 100% TJ Dillashaw? He swears he is. Are you buying it? Because I agree, he looks like he's going to make it, but there's no question. I mean, he's missing little parts of his body that he didn't have. I mean, those pounds are coming off.
Yeah, and he's gaining more. He's getting muscles on top of muscles. It's crazy how shredded he is. It's weird. I really don't know how it's going to affect his performance. You hope not at all, because I want to see this fight at its peak potential and what these guys can really be. But yeah, I think, you know, you wonder cutting the weight. The chin, I think, is always part of it. The cardio, how's it going to be? We know TJ Dillashaw has extraordinary cardio, but in those 4th and 5th rounds, what's it going to look like if it goes that far? Those are going to be when the questions are answered, but I don't think in round 1 he's going to look any different than we see him. It's going to be where things evolve from there, when he gets hurt, when he gets tired, all that stuff.
All right, meanwhile, let's take a quick talk about Henry Cejudo as well. Is it just me, or is Henry Cejudo looking jacked? I mean, I thought he looked absolutely ripped. I don't want to throw any bad karma here, but I'm almost worried about that guy making weight now. He looks like he's put on some muscle.
Yeah, well, let's be honest. Henry Cejudo has missed weight 4 times at flyweight. You know, some pre-UFC stuff, once in the UFC, missed weight at bantamweight even. So, like, let's not act like this guy is a saint. You know, he is known to be, I don't want to call him a head case, because I think that's kind of mean, but like, he has had some of those issues before where he's had problems reeling it in. Now he has all the motivation in the world to do it. He's the champion, all that kind of stuff. He's, you know, holding this whole division on his back, as he kind of says. There's just so many elements. I think that was Henry Cejudo's problem, is just not getting pushed properly and not having the proper fuel to him. It's all there, and you can see it with his physique. He looks unreal.
Yeah, incredibly intriguing fight. Listen, I love this. This, to me, is a super fight. I mean, these are 2 guys that are at the top of their divisions. To me, it all does boil down to, does this weight cut go okay for TJ Dillashaw? I'm with you. I believe he's going to make weight, so I feel good about us having a main event, but we'll see how it plays out on Fight Night if it affects him. Let's mention the other 2 people that are here. Interesting, it's a preliminary bout, but it's a preliminary bout that just happens to be on ESPN, which you might have heard of that network before. It's kind of big. Leading into ESPN Plus, trying to get people to subscribe, of course, to the online network. Cowboy Cerrone was here. He didn't work out. You know, people could worry about that. He's cutting down to 155 instead of 170, but remember, in Denver when he fought, he also didn't work out, and what I was told, his media schedule today was insane, start to finish, so he said, listen, I don't want to work out. I don't think there's too much to read into that. He's facing Alex Hernandez, who is a monster of a human being. If you're not familiar with this guy, he is the real deal. This is a stiff test for Cowboy, no question about it. Seeing Alex, talking to Cowboy, give me an idea just real quick what you took from today.
Cowboy, I think, is just probably trying to make that weight. I mean, for him, you can definitely tell, like, around the eyes, around the cheeks, he definitely looks a little more sucked out. Like he said, 165 would be the perfect division for him, and I truly believe, of like all the guys out there, he's probably, you know, right up there with like a Diego Sanchez of who would be absolutely perfect for. But yeah, I'm not surprised he didn't work out. That's kind of traditional of him. He seems in good spirits though. Like, he knows, I think he knows, you know, not to, no pun intended, the last rodeo, but this is like his last run at making a title type of thing. If he loses this fight, I don't want to say he's relegated to be a gatekeeper forever, because any winning streak can happen, but for him, he needs to win this. And Hernandez is just, he got asked point blank during his scrum, is this your coming out party? He said absolutely yes. So I think that basically says it all. You can leave it at that.
It's a big moment. Cowboy says if he wins, he wants Conor McGregor next, and then he wants a title shot against Khabib Nurmagomedov. That would be one hell of a run for him. Meanwhile, Alex Hernandez, as you said, he says, listen, I'm the new guy. He said not only is this a passing of the torch, this is going to be a violent handoff of the torch. So that's interesting to watch. So listen, open workouts in the book. As I said, I think everybody was focused on on TJ Dillashaw. It looks like we're going to be safe and have a fight. We'll have a press conference tomorrow. We'll have media day tomorrow as well. We'll have official weigh-ins, ceremonial weigh-ins on Friday. We'll have the fight on Saturday. We got it all. Just stay tuned to MMA Junkie. We'll keep you covered from here in New York.